So in the last post, you were told that these people that he was talking about, there were those that are hunted, pursued, they were run down. Listen, they were like a noxious beast, like they were just hated, cruel, wicked beast being hunted. And that's how you're being seen as a Christian. That's bad news, but it's good news in a sense. For they that do suffer for my sake, God says, great is their reward. And so here it is. You are, in a place where you're like an outlaw, like you've done something wrong. You've broken the law. You've probably broken the law of the immoral code and lack of ethics that are in the world today. And because you don't act the way other people act, you're now a target. Watch this. You will be slain. I mean, they were slain. Now, you may not be slain physically today, but back in the day, they were slain physically. But we may be slain mentally and emotionally and psychologically and socially and so on. But we might be considered to be the offscouring of the world. We are abandoned. Some are fined. They were imprisoned. They were banished. They were stripped of their belongings, their estates. They were excluded from all places of profits and trust. They were scourged. They were racked. They were tortured. They were delivered unto death as a sheep counted for the slaughter. I know I said a lot. If I was to talk about every point, we would be on this verse for 30 days. And as important as it is, there's just so much more to talk about. But these people were just treated so badly, they were considered to be enemies, and they were accounted as a sheep for the slaughter. I have news for you, good news. In Corinthians, the Bible tells us, I believe 1 Corinthians chapter 8 it is, or Romans chapter 8, in the end of the verses there, it says, nay, all day long we are accounted as a sheep for the slaughter. But he said, nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that love us. How can you be a conqueror when you're being slaughtered day in and day out? It had to do with the peace of God inside, the purity of God inside, the righteousness of God inside, the richness of the Spirit of God inside of you. You mourn for those that are not understanding what they're doing. Nay, we are more than conquerors. So in the midst of your turmoil and mistreatment and bad treatment, you are more than a conqueror. You're more powerful, more mightier than those that are trying to conquer you with their little tricks and their little schemes and isms and schisms. Brother Kurt Young, grace, peace, mercy, and blessing till tomorrow.